Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm Brother Sid. I have Brother Quran assisting me today. We are the Commandment Keepers Church. We have a detailed broadcast for our brothers and sisters internationally. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, will be Why God Hates Religion. Why God Hates Religion, brothers and sisters. Today, we're diving into a shocking truth about why God despises organized religion. Using the Bible, we will reveal how organized religion is one of the most destructive forces threatening humanity. In every country, brothers and sisters, in every country on earth, religions are being promoted. But according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, this goes against God's original intent, his original plan. Okay, religion has caused division and discord, and that cannot be disputed, brothers and sisters. Okay, religion has created division among the people, and this is an undeniable fact. Not a single religion, including Christianity, aligns with God's true intent. And today we will utilize the Bible to prove this. Many people forget the recent incident involving a well-known Christian school where a female teacher was arrested for sending sexually explicit images of herself to a student. This incident highlights ongoing issues within religious institutions that often contradict their moral teachings.
A teacher arrested for texting their own student inappropriate photos. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Laverne McGee, in Kissimmee at the Central Point Christian Academy, where Osceola County sheriffs are concerned that there may be more students who were affected. 22-year-old Yesmar Angianis Ramos Figueroa has been arrested for distributing obscene material to a 13-year-old. Ramos Figueroa is a physical education teacher at Central Point Christian Academy in Kissimmee. We could not get a comment from the school since it's closed for Thanksgiving. There was no indication there was a relationship or any physical conduct, but the texts were alarming for investigators.
There were semi-nude photos sent on behalf of the teacher to the student. So that's obscene material sent to a minor. And again, just inappropriate texting back and forth.
The sheriff's office wants to make sure there are no other kids involved.
She did confess to having texting back and forth with this child and appeared to be remorseful.
Ramos Figueroa has been booked into the Osceola County Jail. Sheriff's deputies believe the school is aware of the situation. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Laverne McGee, News 6.
Brothers and sisters, follow us into the book of Matthew. Okay, we're going to start in Matthew 7. We're going to start with Christ's very own words. Okay, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, brothers and sisters, is one of the greatest sermons in the history of literature, okay, that can be read. Okay, and it's Christ's Sermon on the Mount. Okay, he said something during this sermon, brothers and sisters, that I was flabbergasted to hear. Okay, and we want to show you what Christ prophesied in Matthew 7 and 21. Okay, the title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Why God Hates Religion. Why God hates religion. Okay, let us first show you that God warned us about this. Okay, through his son. We're at Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, brothers and sisters. Let's take a gander.
Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Read that again, brothers and sisters.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
We have to read that one more time, brothers and sisters. Why? If you don't understand this particular verse, you won't understand anything else today. Okay, I need my Christians in particular to really listen to what this verse is saying. Okay, this is the Messiah. Listen to what he says.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Aha. In this passage, Christ reminds us that there will be many religious people who will end up in hell. Right? Examine that. According to the text, there will be countless people who profess to be Christians but will not attain heaven. How do we know? They're calling him Lord. Lord means owner. Who would call Christ owner? Who would do that? Right? Who does that? Who calls Christ Lord? Is it the Muslims? Is it the Buddhists? Is it the Hindus? Is it the Christians? See that? According to the text, there will be a unnumbered amount of people who claim to be believers, who claim to be followers of Christ. Right? And notice he says, Lord, Lord. Lord, Lord means not only do they recognize Christ as the Messiah, they're excited. Right? They're excited about their walk with God. Lord, Lord. Right? They're excited. Right? So that shows that even you can be excited and wrong. Okay, the Bible cautions us that the Christian faith is under the influence of Satan. See that? That's what the text is telling us, right? Upon careful examination of this particular passage, we discover that Christ alerts us to the deceit present within the Christian religion. He says there will be many brothers and sisters, okay, that will call him Lord, Lord, but will not enter. Why? Because there's many people who call him Lord that don't do his will. See that? I know Christians are shocked. They're thinking, hold on here. Christ is speaking about Christians here, believers, people who believe in the Bible. He's not even speaking of non-believers here. See that? The church has transformed into a commercial enterprise, and that's a reality that's indisputable, brothers and sisters. And see, Christ is warning us of that. He's warning us that the church you see today is not what he left. Okay, Christ cautions us regarding the pastors and preachers who are being influenced by Satan. Okay, we have teachers at private schools, Christian and Catholic academies, sending naked pictures of themselves to children. Right now, you would have thought, hey, we can trust this. It's Christian. Right? Right? After thoroughly analyzing this passage, it becomes evident that Christ is warning us about the widespread deception that exists within Christianity. See that? So why? We're going to talk about all the religions today. Not all of them, but many of the prominent religions, starting with the greatest, the biggest, right? The largest. Right? The Bible suggests that believers need to be vigilant to avoid being misled by these religious deceptions, this Christian deception. Okay, the passage warns us that the church has in many ways been infiltrated, and not only infiltrated, but transformed into a commercial enterprise. These are businesses, brothers and sisters. This is about finances. Okay, the drug dealers have left the corners and got themselves pulpits. Okay, the pimps have left the Cadillac, okay, and began to open up churches. Okay, you make more money being a pastor of a mega church than being a drug dealer, because at least you don't have to look over your shoulder, right? Instead of remaining a place focused on spiritual growth, it has become driven by profit, popularity, and material gain. And we're going to prove that today. Right? This particular passage serves to remind believers to be cautious about whom they trust as spiritual guides. Okay, according to Christ, not all who claim to speak on behalf of God are truly doing so. Many Christians overlook the reality that the well-known Pastor Strickland was discovered to be compensating teenagers for sexual acts.
First up tonight, Target 8 is breaking startling new allegations involving a well-known pastor, sex, money, and teenagers. Reverend Strickland is a pastor at Kalamazoo's historic Second Baptist Church and former president of that city's NAACP.
The husband and father is also the subject of a months-long sex assault investigation by Michigan State Police. Target 8 investigator Susan Samples is breaking some new details on what police say they've uncovered about Strickland and his wife, a former parapro at a Kalamazoo high school.
Brian and Marley, Reverend Strickland denies the findings of MSP's 4-month investigation, a case that's now in the hands of Kalamazoo County's prosecutor, who will decide any charges.
Hi, is this Reverend Strickland?
It was him.
And I wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to the findings of the police investigation.
Multiple sources confirmed to Target 8 that detectives found Pastor Strickland and his wife Jasminique paid teenagers to engage in sexual acts at the Strickland's home on Kalamazoo's Prairie Avenue, a property owned by Second Baptist Church where Strickland has preached since 2012.
The number of alleged victims or potential victims is several.
Other sources tell us police have identified 4 teenage victims, but are searching for more. The youngest was 14 years old at the time. All are under 17.
At this point, with everything we've done, we believe that it occurred over a period of time on more than one occasion.
Strickland's wife, Jasminique, worked at Phoenix High School in Kalamazoo, but submitted this letter of resignation in September, the day before police executed a search warrant on the Prairie Avenue home. Police would not confirm if any alleged victims were students of Kalamazoo Public Schools.
Our sources tell us that you were paying teenagers to engage in sexual activity in your home.
Strickland called the allegations against him and his wife, quote, absolutely 100% false. He refused a recorded interview, but said it's really unfortunate your whole life can be destroyed by things you can't respond to. Strickland said he can't address the accusations because he has yet to hear them from police or his lawyer.
I would like to thank all of the members of the Alliance.
This was the pastor at a 2013 news conference by the Northside Ministerial Alliance.
For far too often, residents of the Kalamazoo Northside community are found guilty until proven innocent.
Strickland was defending a suspect at the time, but these days he's advocating for himself. The state police investigation isn't the gold Cadillac driving pastor's first negative publicity. Last summer, murder suspect Donovan Lewis told police he killed his girlfriend, WMU student Anaya Mack, over her growing relationship with her pastor, Strickland. The 36-year-old ended his term as Kalamazoo's NAACP president last month, but he told me he's still pastor at Second Baptist, where he preached last Sunday.
Whether it's a prominent member of the community, a non-prominent member of the community, we are going to investigate every crime like we normally would. We're going to follow the facts, we're going to do the interviews, we're going to do it thoroughly and fairly.
The Bible has cautioned us regarding religious leaders, a truth that is indisputable. Okay, there exists a greater degree of corruption within the Christian church than outside of it. And that is a fact that is easily verifiable, brothers and sisters. The Bible instructs us to remain vigilant, even within the confines of the church. Okay, Satan knows that people are least expecting to be deceived inside the church, which is why deception often begins there. Countless religious leaders within the Christian community are influenced by demonic spirits. Many overlook the fact that well-known African pastor Emmanuel told his congregation that the more anointed a man is by God, the greater his struggle with lust will be.
You'll find yourself liking things that you never liked before. And some of you are, even before you become just becoming a Christian, you have things that you're struggling with now that you never used to struggle with, even before you got born again. You're struggling with those people, those things today. Why today? Why today? You see? Why today? But when the day comes that God anoints you because of a gift of healing, that oil will also touch other areas of your life. The little desire for men, the little desire for women, it was little, it was enough for one wife. But when oil was poured on your ministry, That oil that then magnifies ministry, it will begin to magnify even your desire for women. The more you get anointed, the more you like women. Hallelujah! You people, you become safe now approaching an anointed man of God because you think because he's anointed, you are safe. He's now more dangerous. Because when God anointed the prophetic that was upon his life, the healing that was upon his life, the descending of spirits that was upon his life, that oil also touched the desire for women that was upon his life. That desire is not from the devil, it's God who put it there. When the little desire for men, the little desire for women, it was little, it was enough for one wife. But when oil was poured on your ministry, that oil that then magnifies ministry, it will begin to magnify even your desire for women. The more you get anointed, the more you like women. Hallelujah!
One of the most well-known pastors in worldwide ministry confesses that God's anointing stirs lust within him as a man. One of the most renowned pastors in international ministry admits that the anointing of God incites lustful feelings within him as a man. Okay, countless spirits, brothers and sisters, have infiltrated the church due to its growing affection for wealth. Spirits have infiltrated the church because it has started to prioritize the love of money. And that's a fact that cannot be disputed. Okay, there are more individuals enamored with money within the church than there is outside of it. There are money lovers within the church, brothers and sisters. Okay, and we're going to talk about that. Why? The introduction of the prosperity gospel into the church marked the beginning of spiritual deception. And that's a fact that's easily verifiable. We're going to put that on the table. Okay, because you're wondering how these spirits got into the church. Right? It started with the love of money. Let's talk about that. Follow us into the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter. Okay, we're going from Matthew 7 to Matthew 6. Okay, we're going to stick in that sermon. Okay, we're going to stick in the Sermon on the Mount. Right? We made a bold statement that there are evil, demonic, malevolent forces running loose within the Christian church. Okay. And it came through that prosperity gospel, brothers and sisters. There was a time when the Christian church talked about repentance, talked about forgiveness, talked about hell. Those days are no longer, brothers and sisters. And it started with the prosperity gospel. Let us show you how dangerous the prosperity gospel is. Okay, we're in the NLT version of the Bible. We're at Matthew chapter 6. Okay, Matthew, the 6th chapter, brothers and sisters. Come with us. Matthew, the 6th chapter, the 24th verse. We're in the NLT version of the Bible. Let's take a look, please.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money.
Read that again, brothers and sisters, please.
No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money.
Christ teaches that a person cannot serve two different gods simultaneously because the heart can only be loyal to one leader at a time. Okay, Christ explains that you must choose to give up one in order to follow the other. Okay, and that emphasizes that only one can have a dominant influence in your life. See that according to Christ on earth, there are only two prominent gods, the Most High God and money. Right? Many people thought that he would say, hey, the two gods are the devil and the Most High. Notice he doesn't even say, he doesn't even say the devil, because why? Money is more powerful than Satan himself because of what people will do for it. Okay. The two masters mentioned in Matthew 6:24 refer to God and money. Okay, Christ highlights that serving both at once is impossible. Okay, what motivates you more, God or money? Whichever that is your God. That is your God. What drives you more in life? The pursuit of a deeper connection with the Most High or the quest for money? Christ warned us about how dangerous the pursuit of wealth is. Okay, anyone who's attended a mega church in the past 15 years is aware that the prosperity gospel serves as the primary message. Pastors are earning tens of millions of dollars each year, and that is a fact that cannot be denied, brothers and sisters. It is a well-documented fact that pastors and church leaders are earning tens of millions of dollars annually. The Bible itself offers warnings about the dangers associated with the relentless pursuit of riches. Okay, in this particular passage, Christ cautioned us about how destructive the obsession with wealth can be. Okay, anyone, brothers and sisters, anyone who has attended a modern church cannot ignore the prominence of the prosperity gospel. Many Christians have overlooked the fact that popular pastor Cindy Trim requested thousands of dollars from one of the largest Black churches in America.
Can you just do me a favor? Just a simple favor. Can I get about 10 of you to bring me $20? Just 10 of you. $20 that you don't need, because we're not going to give it back to you. But just run up, and when you come and say, is that all? That's what I want you to say. That's it. Yeah. Is that all? Come on. Say, I wanted to get more. You only asked for 20. Say, is that all? Is that all? I'm sorry to insult. Hey. I'm sorry to insult you all for just asking for 20. I want to show you something. 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 Can I get another 10 of you just to bring $100? Just $100. I want to show you something. I don't hear, is that all? Yeah, because I'm insulting you, right? Is that all? Is that all? Is that all? God bless you. Is that all? Yeah. Say it with conviction. You can leave it there. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got my 100. Is that all? 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 Where's the $100 crew? Is that all? Is that all? Let me just rest it here. Put it in my hand. I got one. Is that all? Is that all? I got two. Praise God. Is that all? 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 God bless you. Amen. Is that all? God bless you. Is that all? Is that all? Is that all? God bless you. Is that all? God bless. Is that all? Is that all? Just repeat one more time to the person on your left and the person on your right, and just tell them something good is about to happen to you. The lady with the glasses, come here for a moment. You were expecting something. It's a law. It's a law. You cannot give and not receive. But you have to expect it. We're the $1,000 givers. We're the $1,000 givers in the house. I don't hear anybody saying, is that all? As long as you have a limitation in your mind concerning what you're prepared to give, That same limitation will be in your mind with what you're prepared to get. We are not here just to teach you how to give. We are here to teach you how to get. The spirit of lack is broken off of your life. We're the $1,000 givers in the house. Where are you? I mean, in real time. Where are you? God bless you. This is $1,000. We're the $1,000 givers. Is that all? We're the $1,000 givers. Where are the 10 individuals in the house that should be given $1,000 tonight? 1, 2. We're the other 8.
Satan has infiltrated the Christian church, and that's a fact that cannot be disputed, brothers and sisters. God hates religion, and the Bible tells us this in many ways. Okay, the Bible does not state that being a Christian is a requirement for salvation. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you must be a Christian in order to make it to heaven. Religion is Satan's greatest gimmick, and it's going to send more people to hell than to heaven. Satan has full control over all religions, and we're going to prove that today, brothers and sisters. The title of today's broadcast: Why God Hates Religion. Why God hates religion. Follow us to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, follow us to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14 and 15. Why? Paul warned us about the danger of religion. Okay, 2 Corinthians 11, 14 and 15 is about religion, brothers and sisters. Okay, we're going to prove that. We're at 2 Corinthians chapter 11. We're going to have Brother Quran read us not only verse 14, but also verse 15. Okay, follow us here, brothers and sisters. Okay, the shackles get broken today. Take a look.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Read that again, brothers and sisters. Please listen to the Apostle Paul warn us about the dangers of religion. See, these two verses are the reason why God hates religion. There's no scriptures in the Bible, the entire manuscript, that describe, that display more why God hates religion. Let's take a look.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
These passages explain that Satan uses religion as a clever means to deceive the people. All right, because everyone desires to reach heaven, Satan exploits this desire to lead people towards damnation. Notice what it says. It says he transforms himself into an angel of light. Angel, the word angel, when you look at it in the Hebrew or in the Greek, it means messenger, right? It means messenger. See that? So he transforms himself, right, into an angel of light. Brothers and sisters, every person that follows every religion thinks they're doing the right thing. Okay? Buddhists, Hindus, Christians, right? Muslims, they believe they're following the true God. Okay? They don't believe they're doing the wrong thing, which is what the Lord is warning us of. Right? That's what the Lord is warning us of. Because he says what? He has ministers. Ministers means servants. See that? So he says Satan has servants that promote themselves, that show themselves as righteous. See that? The Bible warns that Satan uses religion as a form of harmful deception and spiritual oppression. When a person's primary focus is solely on going to heaven, they become more vulnerable to being misled by satanic teachings. Okay, this particular passage informs us that Satan employs religion as an unsuspecting way to mislead people. Because why? You join the religion because you want to follow God, but you end up following Satan. Clever. He's so clever. We have to give it up to him. Satan is clever. Okay, nobody thinks they're worshiping the devil. Muslims think they're worshiping the true God, but it's really the devil. Right? Hindus, it's really the devil. Judaism, it's really the devil. Mormonism, it's really the devil. Everybody wants to go to heaven, and Satan knows that. And that's why he uses religion to trick people into going to hell. Nobody would choose to go to hell. They have to be tricked. Okay? The Bible warns that Satan uses religion as a means of deceptive and demonic oppression. Read those verses one more time, brothers and sisters. These two verses are about the dangers of religion. Okay, take a look, please.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Aha. The scriptures clearly indicate that Satan will employ religion as a primary tool for deception, especially in the last days. Because why? Now you can learn religion from YouTube. Now you can learn religion from the internet. Before, you would need to go get books, right? You would need a Buddhist to teach you about Buddhism, right? You would have to go to the library to get a book on Buddhism. Now you go straight to YouTube, right? Now you have all the books you need. It's called the internet, right? The Bible warns that in the last days, false religious teachings will be prevalent. Okay, the Bible issues a warning to believers about the danger of religious deception. Okay, there would be an influx of religious deception in the last days. Right? The Bible suggests that many would be misled by counterfeit spirituality. Religion is controlled by Satan, and that's a fact that cannot be denied. Many people totally forgot that popular pastor Ralph West was sued for $2 million for giving a woman a sexually transmitted disease.
Prominent Houston reverend ordered to pay $2.45 million to a woman that a jury found he gave herpes to.
Tonight, that woman's lawyer is speaking only to our Devin Clark, who's live outside the courthouse where the judgment was granted just this morning. Devin.
Keith, Daniela, that attorney we spoke to, says it was a 3-day trial with 6.5 hours of deliberations. And after that, a jury found Reverend Ralph D. West II liable and ordered that hefty judgment.
Right, it can't fix it. She's got it for the rest of her life.
Attorney Sean Murphy is speaking for his client, who a jury found contracted genital herpes from Reverend Ralph D. West II after meeting off Facebook. As seen here on the Church Without Walls website, he's listed as the Eldridge campus minister.
The things that we look at for cases like these are essentially 4 things. Is the defendant infected, and how can we prove it? Did he know he was infected? And, how do we prove, do we have evidence of that?
Not only does Murphy say they were able to prove those facts, but also that West lied when asked about having herpes and that he gave it to his client after they had unprotected sex in March of 2018.
She got an outbreak 2 or 3 days later, went in and got tested, and, from there, able, through the medical records, able to identify that he was the source of it, in part because she hadn't been with anybody else. She had had a prior negative test.
Murphy says subsequent conversations supported the claims.
When she asks, where did this come from? His response was his son's mother.
He adds there were also emails between West and his client,
where she accuses him of knowing he had it, of giving it to her, and there's other allegations about not caring about me, that kind of thing.
The response, Murphy says, was telling.
He never once denied that he had it or that he knew he had it.
A well-known pastor has contracted an STD and transmitted it to a member of his congregation, and that cannot be denied, brothers and sisters. This pastor's actions highlight how religious leaders can be untrustworthy. Right? The Bible warns against blindly trusting religious figures. Right? The Bible warns us that religious leaders should not be trusted blindly, brothers and sisters. Okay? Because people who trust religious leaders blindly many times become atheists, brothers and sisters. Okay, the scriptures clearly advise believers that they should be cautious when it comes to placing their faith in religious leaders. Okay, in my experience, every atheist I have ever encountered was once a Christian. Okay, because people tend to trust religious leaders without question, this blind faith often later leads to an abandonment of their faith altogether. A widely respected pastor was involved in a scandal where he passed on a sexually transmitted disease to one of his congregants. This prominent pastor not only contracted the STD himself, but also ended up passing it on to another person. Brothers and sisters, you better wake up. Okay? If you get offended when we call out the evil of the church, you're a part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. Okay? The church is doing more bad than it is good. Are there good people in the church? Yes. There's some good people there. Are there people who have been deceived? Yes. There's people who think they're doing the right thing or want to do the right thing. Okay? But if it's a church that's not promoting the truth, that's not teaching the truth, if the pastor is not living according to the scriptures, he's not a man you should be following. If the church is not teaching as according to the scriptures, it is not a church that you should follow. Okay, and we're going to talk about that today, brothers and sisters. The title of today's broadcast: Why God Hates Religion. Why God hates religion follows to the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, in the NLT version of the Bible. Brothers and sisters, follow us to the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. We're going to read the 5th and 6th verse. Why? The Bible warned us about these pastors, okay? About these filthy pastors, okay? And these sexually undisciplined pastors, right? This was prophesied in the Bible. The Bible calls out pastors and religious leaders more than any other religious book. Okay, we would have put it out there. More than any other religious book. Right? The Bible doesn't say, hey, you should just trust people who say they believe in God. Right? That may be other religions. That may be Islam, where Islam doesn't teach you to question the imams and the priests. Right? But the Lord warns us in the Bible about people who would be disingenuous and be controlled by Satan while holding a what you would call an upper or higher level rank in the ministry. Okay, we're at 2 Timothy chapter 3. We're going to have Brother Quran read verse 5 and 6. Listen to what Paul says about these religious leaders.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that can make them godly. Stay away from people like that. They are the kind who work their way into people's homes and win the confidence of vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires.
Read that again, brothers and sisters, please.
They will act religious, but they will reject the power that can make them godly. Stay away from people like that. They are the kind who work their way into people's homes and win the confidence of vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires.
See that? See, this text serves as a prophecy regarding the moral decay within the Christian church. The Bible cautions us that there will be religious leaders who lack reverence for God. See that? It says they'll act religious. It's all an act. See? It's all an act. but they'll reject the power. That means they won't fear God. They'll put on the act, right? See that? The Bible cautioned us that there would be religious leaders who lack reverence for God. The Bible repeatedly alerts us to the deceit being carried out in these Christian churches, right? And he warns us, right? He said these preachers would work their way into these women's homes, take advantage of women. See? These scriptures caution us that numerous religious leaders will attempt to exploit single women. See that? See? They'll work their way into these sisters, these vulnerable women's homes. Say, well, you know what, sister, let me come over and pray for you, sister. Let me come over. I'm going to anoint you. I'm going to pray for you, cast some spirits out of your home. They do this. Right? Paul cautioned us more than 2,000 years ago that there would be religious men who would misuse the church only to exploit women. Okay, the scriptures continually alert us to the dangers of deception that are often hidden within these Christian communities. Okay, the Bible urges vigilance among believers so that they are not misled by false teachings that usually infiltrate these churches. Okay, the Bible highlights the ongoing struggle against corruption within religious institutions. Okay, the Apostle Paul explicitly warned about the presence of false teachers and corrupt religious men who would misuse their influence within the church. Okay, Paul cautioned that these serpents would target women, exploiting their trust and faith for their own immoral purposes. Okay, and we got to talk about it. Why? Upon careful examination of this passage, it becomes evident that even during Paul's time, men exploited religion to take advantage of women. Okay? These texts indicate that God cautioned against placing trust in religious leaders. Okay? Just because somebody says they believe in God does not mean they should be trusted according to these passages. Many Christians totally ignored that popular Pastor Perry was murdered by his mistress, Latasha Daniels, because of his lack of sexual discipline.
A bitter love triangle now being blamed for the shooting death of a Memphis pastor at a megachurch. His name is Broads Perry. Thanks for joining us. I'm Richard Ransom.
And I'm Katina Rankin. Latasha Daniels is accused of firing several shots at Perry, the executive pastor at Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church. The police report states Mrs. Perry let Daniels in their apartment late Thursday because she was a known acquaintance from Little Rock, Arkansas. The pastor apparently showed up 30 minutes later. His wife said Daniels began firing, shouting, "You broke my heart," as she was being escorted out of the couple's home. At one point, Daniels even began to reload the gun. Mrs. Perry was shot in the shoulder while checking on her husband, and police arrived in time to arrest Daniels at the scene. But while in custody, investigators say she assaulted the arresting officers. Daniels, a doctor of behavioral health, faces a number of charges, including first-degree murder. She's due in court tomorrow.
Pastor Perry was engaging in an extramarital affair with a sister who was a member of his own church community, brothers and sisters. It is a well-known and troubling reality that many pastors are involved in inappropriate relationships with women from their congregations. Okay, it is an undeniable fact that countless current pastors are engaging in extramarital affairs with women from their congregations, brothers and sisters. Okay, Pastor Perry was unfaithful to his wife with a woman from his own church. Okay, many pastors today are involved in similar inappropriate relationships with women from their congregations. And that's a reality that's undeniable, brothers and sisters. Sadly, one of the most well-known pastors in his city was publicly known to be having an affair with a member from his own church. The Bible cautions us about the existence of religious leaders who are influenced by Satan, carrying out the work of the devil. One of the most well-known pastors in his city was having an affair with a member of his congregation. And this is a fact that cannot be disputed. Okay, the Bible says that these clever men would work their way into these sisters' houses. Okay, I don't meet with women one-on-one at all. Okay, I do not meet with women one-on-one. Because why? Biblically, the culture was that was not allowed. Right? The culture was that is not allowed. Women and men were not in the presence of each other, separate from everyone else, unless they were married. Okay, and I live like that today. I live like that today. Right? The sisters from our church know. The sisters who follow us online, right? Who wanted to do classes with me and all that. And I have to say, hey, sister, the only way we can do the classes is if we have other women there, right? I'm not going to be able to do a one-on-one like I do one-on-ones with the brothers, right? We have a course called High Value Men, and we do a course with men, right? And sisters want that same something down that same vein, but unfortunately, right, because of the what the Bible says, right? The Bible suggests that men and women are not alone together unless they are married. I live by that. I live by that, not because I can't be trusted. It's not about that. Okay, I trust myself. I know I won't be tempted, but I don't want a spirit to come upon a sister either. Right? I don't want that to happen. Okay? So I would encourage these brothers, these pastors to do the same thing. Do not. You should not be alone with any woman from your church or anywhere else. Okay? You should not. Okay, there needs to be, you need to have somebody else with you, or it needs to be public. Okay, so many men fall to their lust because of this, spending one-on-one time with the opposite sex. Don't do it. For you young pastors out there, do not do it. Because why? Even that sister, you don't even know some of these sisters. That sister may say you done something, you did something. Right? She may make an advance towards you that you reject, and then allegations come forth from that. You don't know. Just because someone's in church does not make them a good person. In fact, the people that we want in church are the not so good people. That's the purpose. Okay, so I tell young pastors, even older pastors, okay, the danger of meeting one-on-one with women. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. Brothers and sisters, follow us to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3 and 4. Okay, we want to show you that the Bible warned the expansion, right? He warned believers about the expansion of false teachings, right? This was prophesied in the Bible, right? The internet was prophesied in the Bible. What the consequences are from the internet, right? False teachers on the internet. Let's take a look. We're at 2 Timothy chapter 4. We're going to have Brother Quran read not only verse 3, but also verse 4. Let's take a gander.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
Read that again, brothers and sisters, please.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
Aha. The Bible forewarned that in the last days, the Christian church would be infiltrated. Right? Notice what it says there. It says that people would stop enduring sound doctrine. That means people would start giving heed to false teachings. See that? The text predicted that many people would attend church regularly, but without truly understanding biblical truths. Right? In this passage, the Bible prophetically foresaw the rise of technological advances, including the expansion of the internet. Right? It says they shall turn their ears away from hearing the truth. Right? They'll be turned to fables. They'll be turned to other religions. Right? The passage explicitly warns us that a large majority of online teachers and preachers are not biblically sound. The Bible warns us that there would be an abundance of religions and Christian churches offering a variety of unbiblical teachings. Right? People would have access to all these teachers that if you want to find a teacher that says a man can have multiple wives, you can find that. Right? If you want to find a teacher or a religion that says having a polyamorous marriage is acceptable, you can find that. If you want to find a religion or even a part of the Christian religion, right? The church that says, hey, you can smoke dope, you can smoke marijuana and read the Bible, right? That's part of it. There's churches out there that do that. The Church of Cannabis in Colorado, right? Any spiritual leader appointed by God is meant to challenge believers, to deepen their understanding, not entertain them with teachings that are easily accepted, right? This passage prophesied the expansion of the internet and the dangers of learning online. Okay, this text warns us that most of the teachers online are not biblically sound, and that's a fact that cannot be disputed. All right, notice what he says here. There'll come a time where people won't endure sound doctrine. When they hear something they don't want to hear or disagree with, they'll go find a church that says homosexuality is okay. They'll find that. They'll find a religion that says homosexuality is okay. Any shepherd that God sets up is supposed to teach you things that challenge you, not things that interest you. Okay, many people forget that Christianity is one of the most fragmented religions in history, a reality that is indisputable. With more than 50 denominations within Christianity, this serves as evidence that it does not represent the ultimate truth of God. It is important to note that Mormons identify as Christians despite their promotion of doctrines that are utterly racist. Many people totally ignored the fact that there was a popular Mormon priest who married 20 women, 10 of which were underage.
Thank you. Samuel Bateman, a polygamous leader with 20 wives and ties here to Utah, was sentenced in an Arizona courtroom today for criminal sex acts with children. He will serve 50 years in prison. Now, while he was over in court today, ABC4's Kate Garner sat down with a Utah organization that helps people get on their feet after they leave polygamy.
Tanya Toole with Holding Out Help says high-profile cases like this one give survivors hope, send a message to other perpetrators, and highlight just how much work still needs to be done to help other survivors. This is Samuel Bateman. Authorities say Bateman tried to create an offshoot sect of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Colorado City, Arizona, and Hilldale, Utah. Of his 20 wives, 10 were underage. Something that doesn't surprise Tanya Toole.
Probably 60,000 fundamentalists here in our community, I should say polygamists in our community, and that are potentially hiding behind the guise of religion to human traffic for their benefit, right? For the leader's benefit, whether it's for labor, sexual purposes, or other benefits that they gain. So it's a big problem. It's a huge problem.
Authorities say that for years, Bateman traveled between Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and Nebraska and regularly coerced underage girls into criminal sex acts. Then, in August 2022, Arizona State Police pulled him over while driving through Flagstaff, pulling a trailer, after someone reported seeing fingers sticking out of that trailer.
Can you imagine driving down the road and seeing tiny little fingers coming out of a trailer and thinking, is this really human trafficking?
Inside the trailer, police found a makeshift toilet, a sofa, and 3 girls, all under the age of 15.
And then to find out that your report is the one thing that saved these young girls who have been exploited.
The Mormon belief is a cult, and that is a fact that cannot be disputed, brothers and sisters. Not only is the Mormon faith racist, but the primary teachings are occult. Many people overlook the reality that Christianity stands as one of the most fragmented religions throughout history, a fact that is indisputable. The Mormons are Christians. They consider themselves Christians. Okay? And we're going to put it out there. Satan's most significant deception lies within religion. And we are here to assist our brothers and sisters in achieving liberty from religion today. Okay? So it's not just the Catholic Church. It's not just the non-denominational church. It's also the Mormon church. Okay? Where their cult leaders marry and have sex with underage girls. Okay, and the entire religion accepts it. So we just wanted to show you this is not of God. See, when you follow under religion, you'll follow under something like that. You'll think, hey, this is a man of God. He believes in God. He says he believes in God. Let me give him my underage daughter. Because that's what happened. Mothers and fathers gave their underage daughters to their leader and thought nothing about it. That is the danger of religion. That's the danger, brothers and sisters. And we're going to talk about it today. Okay? And guess what? It's not just Christianity. Follow us to Matthew 7, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, follow us to the book of Matthew, the 7th chapter. We're going to have Brother Quran read not only verse 15, but also verse 16, because Christ, he gave us great warnings. Okay, great warnings. Christ was always concerned about the religious leadership, right? He always warned us about religious leaders. Take a look, brothers and sisters, please.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Read that again, brothers and sisters, please.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Read 15 one more time, brothers and sisters, please. Take a look.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
The Bible cautioned us regarding the increase of false religions in this passage. All right, according to Christ, many of today's religious leaders have been compromised by Satan. Okay, the prophets, right? There's a lot of prophets in a lot of religions. Okay, a careful examination of these passages shows that Christ advised us to be cautious and not to trust religious leaders blindly. See that? Throughout Christ's teachings, he repeatedly warned believers to stay alert for false teachers. Okay, false prophets. People who say they know the future or how you should live your life. Right? Christ made it clear that not everyone claiming to speak for God is trustworthy. Okay? A thorough examination of these scriptures revealed that Christ urged us to exercise caution and not to place blind trust in religious authorities. Okay, Christ emphasized that not everyone who claims to speak on God's behalf is genuine. Okay, according to Christ, anyone who claims to help you get closer to God, you need to be very cautious of. See that? He's telling you, they come in sheep's clothing. These religious leaders, they come as if they want to help. Right? They come as godly men. Okay? Because why? If they came as a wolf, you wouldn't listen to them. Right? And this is all religions. This isn't just Christianity. Okay? Christianity is not the only religion leading people to hell. They all are. And that's a fact that we will prove today. Christ warned us to be very vigilant against false religious teachings. Okay, and I'm going to I'm going to say it, brothers and sisters, Christianity is no different than any other false religion in the earth, only more popular. Buddhism has become a very popular religion in the last days. Brothers and sisters, this is one of Satan's most demonic religions. Okay, the Buddhist religion promises peace and tranquility, but it brings forth the spirit of Satan into this world. There exists a considerable amount of concealed homosexuality within the Buddhist community, and we aim to bring this to light today. The reason many Buddhists identify as homosexual is because that particular behavior does not conflict with their religious beliefs. Many people overlook the fact that Buddhist leader, the Dalai Lama, was caught on camera being sexually inappropriate with a young boy.
The Dalai Lama apologized today after facing harsh backlash for his interactions with a child. The incident happened back in February at a public gathering. A young boy asked if he could hug the spiritual leader. The Dalai Lama invited the boy up to where he was sitting and then kissed the child on the lips and said the child should suck his tongue. People reacted to the video on social media, calling the behavior inappropriate and disturbing.
That's not the language they use even when they do it playfully with their parents or relatives or friends. So it's very evidently something which hits you on the face and you're like, why and what has happened in this video?
In his apology, the Dalai Lama said he is sorry to the boy and his family, his friends across the world, and for the hurt his words may have caused.
Can I hug you?
Okay, come. First here. Then I think finally here also. And suck my tongue. And suck my tongue. And suck my tongue.
The most renowned figure in Buddhism is engaged in pedophilia, a fact that is indisputable, brothers and sisters. Okay? The Dalai Lama displayed sexual explicitness towards a young boy, and the world chose to overlook it by and large. Every religion harbors a sinister secret of pedophilia, a truth that cannot be contested. Countless young boys and girls have been sexually exploited within the Buddhist faith. That's a reality that's undeniable, brothers and sisters. Awaken to the truth. All these religions are under the influence of Satan, and we will verify this claim today. Here you have a grown man asking a young boy to kiss him on the lips. Not only does he ask him to kiss him on the lips, he asks him to suck his tongue. He wants the little boy to suck his tongue. And you can tell the little boy was hesitant because he knows it's wrong. He has a conscience. He knows it's wrong. Here it is, the most powerful man in their religion, okay, is asking him to do something he knows in his conscience is wrong. What do you think happens when there's no cameras, brothers and sisters? What do you think happens when it's just he and the child in the room? Every religion, brothers and sisters, is controlled by Satan. Follow us to 1 John. Brothers and sisters, follow us to 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Okay, because it's not just the Christian religion that is being controlled by Satan. It isn't just the Buddhist religion that's being controlled by Satan, and we're going to prove that today. We're at 1 John chapter 4. We're going to have Brother Quran read us the first verse. Let's take a look.
First John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Read that again, brothers and sisters, please.
Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
In this passage, the author cautions against the possible risk of being deceived by religious leaders. Right? He says, believe not every spirit, beloved. There's a lot of deception, a lot of religious deception, beloved. Right? According to the Bible, not every spiritual guide possessed genuine intentions. Right? For years, the Bible has informed believers that Satan would strive to monopolize all religious teachings. We are currently witnessing an era characterized by the most corrupt religious leaders in the history of civilization. This passage is a vital reminder that despite the authority that some religious guides may hold, not all of them possess genuine intentions. Okay, the author offers a stern warning about the reality that many religious leaders would intentionally lead their followers astray. Okay, the author provides a critical warning about the existence of religious leaders who will attempt to misguide us, brothers and sisters. Okay, there are more false prophets today than ever before, a fact that cannot be disputed. Okay, Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world, and it's as corrupt as all the others. Okay, and guess what? Islam also promotes pedophilia, and that's a fact that cannot be denied. Right? The Bible warns us that all religions are controlled by Satan, every last one of them. Many Muslims ignore the fact that the most prominent prophet in the history of Islam was a pedophile. Muhammad, the primary prophet of the Islamic religion, married a 6-year-old girl, and that fact cannot be denied. Many people totally ignored when Charlie Kirk interviewed an ex-Muslim who admitted that their prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old child.
Let me just kind of go through a rapid fire, if that's okay. Sure. But let's first go through Islam 101. Is it true that they say Muhammad is the greatest man ever to live?
Yes.
Was Muhammad a warlord?
Yes.
How many people did he kill?
Personally or
approximation?
Lots.
Thousands?
Yeah, yeah.
How many was he responsible for? Tens of thousands of deaths?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that he married a 9-year-old named Aisha?
No, he actually married a 6-year-old.
Oh, I'm
Aisha.
sorry. Okay.
And
so 6-year-old.
Yes.
So we got to make sure we're very clear here. That there's no misinformation. So that would be pedophile.
Yeah. I actually, if I can pause there for a second.
No, please. And if I'm wrong, correct me. I'm not here to. I want the truth. I want our audience to have the truth.
No, I want to. I like to, as disgusting as it is, I would like to pause there for a second, because when we talk about a 6-year-old being married, first off, it's not simply marrying a 6-year-old. It is the Prophet Muhammad, the most perfect figure for all mankind. He is in his 50s, and without any necessity at all, he picks and marries a 6-year-old little girl. And then when she's 9 years old, he then consummates the marriage in his mid-50s with her. And that's his third wife, and at that point, his second living wife. So he has absolutely no need for this. He does it just because.
All religions embrace pedophilia, and that's easily verifiable, brothers and sisters. All religions are controlled by Satan and allow the sexual exploitation of children. There is not a religion available to mankind where the sexual exploitation of children is not common. There is no religion known to humanity where the sexual abuse of minors is not prevalent, brothers and sisters. Okay, the most renowned Muslim figure in the annals of civilization was identified as a pedophile. Even in contemporary Islamic practice, it is permissible to wed girls upon the onset of menstruation. Okay, in Islamic nations, girls as young as 11 and 12 are being wed to men who are 3 times their age. All religions are under the influence of demonic forces, and we aim to demonstrate this today. Okay, let's go to John chapter 4 in the NLT version of the Bible. Brothers and sisters, we're in the book of John, the 4th chapter and the 23rd verse. Okay, we're going to have Brother Quran read not only verse 23, but also verse 24. Why? Brothers and sisters, it isn't just the Islamic religion. Every religion, all organized religion is controlled by Satan, and we intend to prove that today. We're at John chapter 4, verse 23 and 24. Let's take a look.
The book of John, chapter 4, verse 23, and the NLT. But the time is coming, indeed, it's here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way. For God is spirit, so those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth.
Read verse 23 again, brothers and sisters, please.
But the time is coming, indeed, it's here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way.
In this passage, the Bible informs us that Satan has deceived the world into believing they are worshiping God. Right? The Bible cautions us that there is only one legitimate way to worship God, indicating that the multitudes of different religions are inaccurate. Okay, according to the text, all religions are incorrect. Okay, they are incorrect methods of worshiping God. Every last one of them believe they're worshiping God. Okay, according to the passage, we must exercise great caution regarding any religion that argues it can lead us closer to God. Notice what he says there. He says there must be true worshipers, which lets us know there are false worshipers. Okay, here Christ alerts us to the need of being vigilant concerning the matters of religion. Every religion in the existence of the world is influenced by the devil, including Judaism. Including Judaism, brothers and sisters. Judaism is not only the most dominant global religion, but the most sinister of all religions. While most religions believe they're worshiping God, Judaism is aware they are actually worshiping Satan. Okay, Satan has manipulated followers of other religions into thinking they are following God, whereas Judaism acknowledges their worship for Satan. Okay, countless false religions exist today, but none are more potent and misleading as Judaism. Jewish rabbis hold authority over all religions, and this is an undeniable fact. When you look into the history, no religious leaders of any other religions want to contest Judaism, and that's a fact that cannot be denied, brothers and sisters. Any person who is a follower of the Jewish religion is worshiping the devil, and that's a fact that cannot be refuted. Many people totally forgot that there were many reputable sources that reported that in 2017, Donald Trump secretly converted to Judaism.
Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago, according to White House official. There it is. That's his blog. He said, President Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago and joined Chabad Lubavitch Synagogue in New York City, according to a high-level White House official. Mr. Goldberg says the story has allegedly been held by CNN's editors for months, but is due to be released within the next few days. David Elias Goldberg, a fellow at the Jewish Center of Anti-Semitic Study, has also interviewed the White House source. According to the source, Trump was pushed by his daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner to join the faith. At first, Trump resisted, stating it would threaten his base of evangelical Christian voters. However, he had a change of heart and officially converted in early 2017. The ceremony was held in private and closely guarded for nearly 2 years. It appears the White House is prepared to slowly release this information, and by summer, it is expected Trump will fully address his new faith in an evening televised news conference. He is clearly the most pro-Israel president in the history of America. He's given Israel every single thing that they've wanted, and he's about to give them war with Iran.
You okay?
And so has he converted? So I want to show you one more article. This is, let me see if I can.
This is the Times of Israel.
Yeah, the Times of Israel. This was published March 22nd, 2019. This is the Times of Israel. Trump, the first Jewish president of the United States.
Now, that's not us saying that. That's Times of Israel. Times of what nation? Israel.
So the people in Israel, that's an English-speaking newspaper in Israel, and that's what they read, that Donald Trump is the first Jewish president of the United States.
And how did they qualify that, Rick?
They gave a list of things that he did for Israel.
First of one, of course, moving the embassy to Jerusalem.
That's right.
That was a big deal.
Then recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He's the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Western Wall. They gave him credit for defeating ISIS. They gave him credit for rebuking the United Nations for when the UN criticized Israel. They credit him with closing the Palestinian office in Washington, D.C. And they said these things, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 6 things qualify Donald Trump to be named the first Jewish president of the United States.
And that's what the Times of Israel said.
Again, that was not David Duke's newsletter.
Right.
It's a Jewish-owned newspaper.
Many people overlook the fact that Donald Trump's father was of Jewish descent, and Trump was not his original surname. Okay, many people fail to remember that Trump was not the surname of President Trump's grandfather. It was altered. His name was Drumpf, D-R-U-M-P-H. Right, that was his original name. He changed his name to Trump. It was Drumpf, D-R-U-M-P-H. Most people have failed to remember that Trump was not the surname of President Trump's grandfather. It was altered, brothers and sisters. Okay, the family of President Trump changed their surname to conceal its Jewish heritage. Okay, there exists a rationale behind President Trump's declaration of loyalty to the Jewish community. President Trump understands that to serve as the president of the United States, one must yield to the Jewish populace. Okay, those who are perceptive can recognize President Trump's loyalty to the Jewish community. Many people overlook the fact that President Trump openly acknowledged his daughter's conversion to Judaism and expressed extreme happiness over it. President Trump has numerous ties to the Jewish faith that he attempts to conceal, and that is an undeniable reality.
Thank you very much, everybody. You just like me because my daughter happens to be Jewish, right? She has a great husband, Jared, and I'll tell you what, Ivanka could not be happier, and she's very proud. The only bad news, I can't get her on Saturday. I call and call. I can't speak to my daughter anymore on Saturday, but that's okay.
I want you to meet Joseph Cohen. He's a student at Columbia University. He says he's undecided. He's got a question for Ivanka. Joseph?
First, I wanted to congratulate you on the birth of your son.
Thank you.
I was wondering how your father reacted to your decision to convert to Judaism. What led you to that decision, and how did he react?
Well, it's such a personal decision. I tend not to talk about it in a public forum, but my father was very supportive. He knows me, he knows, and he trusts my judgment. When I make decisions, I make them in a well-reasoned way. I don't rush into things, so I appreciate the support he gave me, because obviously these decisions are not taken lightly, and it would have been much more hard if I had had headwinds. But he believes in me. He loves my husband. They're incredibly close, which I think was obviously helpful, and he's been very supportive of me in that decision, as in many others that I've taken throughout the years. So.
I want to thank my Jewish daughter. I have a Jewish daughter. This wasn't in the plan, but I'm very glad it happened.
Brothers and sisters, follow us to 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23, the title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters. Why God hates religion. Why God hates religion. We're going to show you, brothers and sisters, that it's not just Islam. It's not just Buddhism. It's not just Judaism. Okay, here it is. We see President Trump hiding his Jewish history initially, right? Changing his name, or really his grandfather changed his name, right? President Trump didn't change his name. It was his grandfather. Okay, his daughter converts to Judaism. Okay, and he is glowing. He is ecstatic to announce to the Jewish people that his daughter has converted to Judaism, though he tries to hide it from the American people. See, so he's playing both sides of the fence. He knows in order to have great success, he must capitulate to the Jewish people. But he also knows that the American people think he has essentially, we believe it's toxic. We believe he has a toxic relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, the American conservatives here in America are pushing back against his closeness, the level of intimacy he has with the Jewish people, the state of Israel. Now, I didn't vote for President Trump. Do I like President Trump? I like things about him. I like the fact that he made it where the United States government only recognizes two genders. I appreciate that as someone who has children. Okay, making sure that the schools can no longer teach this madness about unlimited genders. I appreciate that. That's what I appreciate about President Trump. Okay, I didn't vote for President Trump because I don't vote. Okay, because a lot of his base, those who voted for him, are saying, hold on, we're getting into wars because of Israel? We elected you to get us out of wars. You have us going to war with Iran because Benjamin Netanyahu. Because why? He has to capitulate to the Jewish people. Okay? And there's no religion more evil than Judaism. And that's a fact that is easily verifiable. We talk about it all the time on our channel. Okay? We're at 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. Brothers and sisters, let's take a gander, please.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
Brothers and sisters, he's making a statement to King Saul here. Right? He says something to King Saul that should be alarming to you and I. Okay, take a look at what he says to Saul. Read that one more time, brothers and sisters, please.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
According to the text, witchcraft is more widespread than many realize. Okay, according to this passage, the Bible considers all religions to be forms of witchcraft. Why? He says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. It is witchcraft. all of these religions are in rebellion to God's word. Every last one of them. Okay, they're in rebellion to God's laws. Every last one of them. So in God's eyes, they're all witchcraft. Okay, the term witchcraft is explained as more than just spell casting. And the Bible warns against being deceived about its true meaning. Okay, according to the Bible, every existing religion is viewed as witchcraft. Okay, they're influenced by warlocks and wizards. Okay, the Bible does not support any specific religion, including Christianity. And that's undeniable, brothers and sisters. Biblical heroes like Moses, David, and Solomon were not considered Christians. Okay, the Bible does not endorse any religion, including Christianity, and that's a fact that cannot be disputed. The Bible not one time refers to Paul as a Christian, and that's a fact that cannot be denied. Christianity is witchcraft, and anyone who reads the Bible should be able to understand that clearly. Many people overlook the fact that a well-known Christian church in Dallas, Texas, painted their church steps with rainbow colors to show support of the LGBTQ community.
A Dallas church is pushing back as Governor Abbott forces local governments to remove pride symbols from public streets. Oak Lawn United Methodist Church began painting its steps today in support of the LGBTQ community. Fox 4's Davidson Tendry live with more on the controversy. David.
Yeah, well, the governor is giving 30 days for these crosswalk paintings to be removed. We have not yet hit that deadline, and right now there is a bit of uncertainty as to what's going to happen next here in Dallas.
Is Ryan coming out here? It looks good.
A colorful statement painted on steps of Oak Lawn United Methodist Church Tuesday afternoon.
Well, we are right here at the crossroads of Cedar Springs and Oak Lawn, and in Dallas, that's the neighborhood. That's what we call it here.
Reverend Rachel Griffin Allison says the paint job, a direct response to what is soon expected to be removed from intersections in the neighborhood and throughout Texas.
Yeah, we see this as a bold statement.
On October 8th, Governor Greg Abbott directed TxDOT to remove any and all political ideologies from streets, saying Texans expect their taxpayer dollars to be used wisely, not advance political agendas. The governor went on to say any city that refuses to comply with the federal road standards will face consequences, including the withholding or denial of state and federal road funding. Our Fox station in Houston reported from where pride crosswalks were removed Monday morning despite protesters gathering.
We even saw some of them getting arrested.
City of Dallas, however, has not said what it'll do or when. It tells Fox 4, we have received the letter from the Texas Department of Transportation. We will review and evaluate it and provide an update to the City Council on any necessary next steps.
This is a community of welcome and inclusivity. And so to paint these stairs carries that message in a bold way.
This year, a federal court blocked a Texas law requiring the 10 Commandments be displayed in every public classroom. Opponents of the bill said personal ideologies had no place in public schools. I asked the Reverend what she would say to people who believe the same should apply to ideologies on public streets.
I'd say that we live in a world, live in a culture right now that is increasingly polarized. And this is not a statement to further polarize, but to be a space of welcome.
The Bible does not endorse or support any particular religion, especially Christianity. Here it is. We have a Christian church painting the steps into their building with the rainbow mafia colors, the alphabet mafia, and they're claiming to be a Christian church. Brothers and sisters, all religions are viewed through the lens of witchcraft, influenced by evil forces seeking to deceive humanity, including Christianity. Okay, witchcraft is more prevalent and ingrained in all religious expressions, and people don't realize it. Okay, when you see that rainbow as a pride stamp, that is witchcraft. Okay? When you see that community take what was a promise from God to not flood the earth, right? They took that and made it a sign of witchcraft. See that? We're living in a time where straight men and women don't even want to wear rainbow colors anymore. There used to be a time people used to wear tie-dye and all that. Now you see somebody with something rainbow, you turn the other way. Okay, the Christian church is witchcraft, and we just wanted to prove it. That was the Methodist church. That was the Methodist church. That was a Christian church that said, you know what, we're going to embrace the alphabet mafia. We're going to promote the LGBT sodomite lifestyle here at our church. Okay, brothers and sisters. So we want to put it out there. All religions, every last one of them, are controlled by Satan, including the Christian religion. The title of today's broadcast, brothers and sisters, Why God Hates Religion. We want to say, Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
sin no more.
sin no more.